Hi there, Katie Robinson from On Broadway Dance Fitness here, where I work with people who want to turn their passion for dance and fitness into a business that they love, a fun, successful and simple business, but maybe just don't know where to start or are currently doing it and it's all just too much like hard work and too much of a struggle and maybe feel like giving up. But I absolutely believe that everybody should turn their passion into a business that they love. I mean, Steve Jobs did say, didn't he, that if you choose a job that you love, you never work a day in your life, which is very true. Same with me now. After 5 years of kind of working it all out, I now have a very fun and successful and fun business doing something that I love. And I want to kind of explain on this video, I want to give you some helpful tips on how you can very quickly turn what you love doing into a fun, successful business. I mean, I don't know about you guys that are listening to this, but the amount of times people used to say to me, when are you going to get a proper job, and that you should be doing this as a hobby alongside a proper job, which I did. I tried it myself before and, it didn't work out and I went and got myself a proper job, but then quickly realised that I didn't enjoy that and I wanted to find a way that I could turn my passion for dancing and fitness into a successful business, which is now what I've done. So if you're like me, you think that you need to get a proper job and that you're trying to teach classes, if like me in the past, when you're freelance and you're maybe working in the gyms and the church halls and you're going from place to place, or you're stuck in a job that you maybe don't like and you're wanting to do something that you've always loved doing, but again, people are telling you that, jobs are secure, you need to stay in your proper job, you just need to do it as a hobby because it's too hard to make money in this industry, then I am here to help you and prove all those people wrong and just give you some really quick high-level tips on this video on what you can be doing differently. For example, it's about marketing. A lot of people, when we first become qualified and whatever we are, a dance instructor, a fitness instructor, whatever it is that we're doing, we get taught how to be a fantastic fitness instructor or a fantastic dance instructor, but nobody really tells us how to run it as a business. And definitely the marketing side. I used to hire church halls and sit there with my cash tin on a Wednesday night hoping that people would turn up, but yet I hadn't let people know that I existed and what it was that I did. And my marketing back then was just a musical jazz, Thursday, 7:30, come. Nobody really knew what musical jazz was. It wasn't really talking to anybody. Nobody really knew what it was about. So for me, the first thing on this video is about knowing why you want to do what it is that you're doing. It's what I call knowing your why. You've got to know why, and that comes from in here. You've got to know why you want to do what you want to do. And that's for me, your why isn't really about, it's not about making money. It's an emotional feeling as to why. It's about living on your life's purpose. If you just know you've got to dance because it makes you feel better and you love sharing your passion, or you want to help different ladies become more confident, it's something that kind of makes you feel a bit emotional, a bit tingly, that's about knowing your why. So first and foremost, spend some time knowing your why. Secondly, for me, it is about knowing your ideal client. Again, as fitness and dance instructors, I think the tendency, because the normal is to, get all the qualifications under the sun to teach every single possible thing out there, step, aqua, zumba, fit steps, everything, because you want to make yourself an all well-rounded instructor that everybody's in demand for. However, not only do you then struggle to choreograph and plan all your classes and start feeling overwhelmed and stretched and saying things like, I've got no time to spend with my friends and my family, because not only do you have to teach all these classes, but you've got to plan and choreograph and do all that goes with it. But we also, I think, feel like we have to teach everything to everybody. And then our marketing becomes super hard, doesn't it? Because it's like, if you're teaching 12 different classes a week to 12 different types of ideal client, you've got to do 12 different types of marketing, because one size marketing does not fit all, and it just won't work if you try and do blanket marketing. So for me, it's about keeping it simple, and picking who you want to pick to work with. So choose your ideal client. You don't have to teach everybody. I made a decision not to teach children. I made a decision to work with women, and specifically women over 40 who hate going to the gym. That kind of person, the 75% of the population of women who generally don't exercise because of fear of judgment. I really got specific on who my ideal client was, what they looked like, what they talked about, what their problems were. And when I sit down to write a piece of marketing for that specific ideal client, I have those people in my head as to who they are, what it is that they say about the classes and what they're looking for. So when you write your piece of marketing, you've got your ideal client in your head, and you're speaking to them, and we're talking to what's called the conversation in their head. So when they read your marketing, they go, oh, she's talking to me, rather than doing a whole one-size-fits-all. So be specific on who you want to work with. And if you want to work with lots of different people, great, but you're going to have to write different marketing to attract those different ideal clients, because one blanket piece of marketing doesn't work for everything. So for me, what worked really well for me was getting really picky on who I worked with and not just saying yes to everything, and getting really picky on what I taught rather than teaching loads of different things to everybody. I now just teach one genre, one class a week. And I teach the same class lots of different times, but it is On Broadway Dance Fitness, and I just teach the same class over and over and over again. So it gets super simple in terms of choreography and planning for me. There's only one set of preparation, but also I'm working with the ideal client that I want to work with, and my marketing is guaranteed to work because I've really focused on my ideal client and what they're saying in their head about what it is that they want the classes to do for them. So hopefully that makes sense. And in terms of marketing, there are super loads of different marketing out there, isn't there? There's flyers, there's posters, there's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's Instagram. There's all these different forms of marketing. And for me, it's about being consistent with what marketing you're doing. If you're going to do all of them, great, but keep doing all of them. The rule of thumb with marketing is somebody has got to see you 17 times from different places, 17 times, a poster, a flyer, a Facebook advert, or something else, a word of a mouth, see you at an event, all those different things, 17 times before they'll even give it a go. So keep being consistent with your marketing, but also don't put all your eggs in one basket with one form of marketing. So lots of different marketing out there. And what I would say is once you've picked your ideal client, just get super good at knowing where they are. So kind of get super good at where they hang out and market where they hang out. So local shops, hairdressers, cafes, that kind of thing. All that stuff, local magazines, if that's what they read, events where they are. Obviously Facebook and social media and all that kind of stuff is great too, but don't just do one form of marketing. They've got to kind of see you from lots of different angles. I've had lots of clients say to me, oh my goodness, I have seen your stuff everywhere and I've just now got to try it because I keep seeing and hearing all your stuff. So keep being consistent with your marketing as well. And like I say, nobody ever tells us really how to do the marketing, do they? So if you stick with me, I'll be able to show you how and help you through all that. So definitely knowing your why, definitely knowing your ideal client, keeping it simple. Marketing, 17 times people need to see you in terms of marketing. You don't need to go and get a proper job. You absolutely deserve to do what you love doing as a business, and I will happily show you how you can do that. And one final thing from me, if you are doing pay as you go currently, as in terms of sitting with your cash tin and just waiting for people to turn up and feeling sick if it snows and panicking about all that kind of stuff, or in the heat waves, or you're not giving them, you're not serving your ideal client, you're not giving them skin in the game by doing pay as you go. You're letting them off the hook way too easily by charging pay as you go. And what I mean by that is if they only have to come once a week and give you, £5 when they come, if they've had a bad day at work, if little Johnny is sick, if the husband's late home from work, they're going to just not come. They're going to let themselves off the hook too easily, and you're letting them off the hook. If you charge for a package or a block and that someone's paid up front for it, they're going to do everything that they can to be there. So it's about adding value and creating packages, not only for yourself so you know where you're at each month in terms of planning, figures, finances, numbers, covering your rent, not panicking, all that kind of stuff, but also flip it and think about serving your ideal client to the best of your ability. And by charging pay as you go, you're actually not serving them well and solving their problems and helping them, because you're letting them off the hook way too easily. They've got to have skin in the game in order to come to your classes. I mean, when it snowed months ago, for us, we had clients putting on their walking boots and trudging through the snow to get to our classes because they paid in advance. And if they didn't come, they were going to miss out on a section of that routine. So it's about creating something that makes people want to come, no matter what is going on in their life. They absolutely are going to be there, and charging up front for something is a good way of doing that. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you have found it super helpful, and I will see you soon.